Hi everyone, Chris here, still live from Manova Open. I wanted to try and get the Thai Striker video done. I did the U-Wing video yesterday, and that should already be up on the channel, but I'll make sure I link to it in the description, and I'll also put a link to the actual article from FFG as well, so make sure you check those out. But yeah, Thai Striker was announced being added into Wave 10 along with the U-Wing, and it looks like a nice addition to Imperial faction. Another small based ship. It doesn't really be anything new, but it feels a really nice slot in between. Like it just helps them become more of what they already are. The aces in the decent attack die, so it feels like it sits somewhere in between a TIE fighter and a TIE interceptor. And I'm pretty happy with it, to be honest. I'm looking forward to this more than I am now to Ailerons shuttle, just because I feel like there's potential, which we'll get to later on in the video, with some potential for this to be a really, really good fun ship to fly. But onto the actual stat line anyway. So it has 3 attack dice, so pretty good attack for an Imperial ship. It's up there with the Interceptor on the attack front. It only has 2 agility and 4 hull, so slightly less. I don't really know how it's going to come out on the table. It's going to depend on the points values of the generics. We've got the points value of a PSA-Ace, but it feels like it could be good if you can get the arc dodging. It's not something you're going to want to sit in front and actually joust with necessarily. I do think it's going to be a maneuver-based ship that you're going to have to outfly your opponent, but it has some tools in its toolbox to help you do that. The pilot that we see on the spread is Duchess. I'm really hoping that that's an Archer reference, so I can start calling one of my Imperial Aces a he instead of having the she's of File Runner and Omega Leader. But yeah, Duchess is going to be still an Archer from now on. Definitely need to get that alternate art card made. Come on, internet. But yeah, it's PS8. It has the pilot ability is to do with the adaptive ailerons card, so I'll cover that once I do the actual adaptive ailerons. It basically lets you ignore them. Doesn't seem good now, but we'll get there. And comes in at 23 points with an EPT, and the actions on the ship are focus, evade, and barrel roll. So 23 points for a powered skill 8 is alright. I mean, Hell Runner is 18 points, so 5 points more than Hell Runner. Gives you an extra attack, an extra hull, but loses 1 agility. So we'll see. You can't really consider a ship though without looking at the adaptive aileron card. So that is a 0 point upgrade, and it's really good. I really like it. So 0 points, and it is when you activate a ship before you reveal a dial, you must complete either a 1 forwards or a 1 bank in either direction. And it's a maneuver, so it isn't a boost. So if you land it on a rock, it still happens. If you hit a ship, it still happens. It's not like trying to advance sensors boost, which is the closest thing we've got at the moment to this. And it'll actually do some interesting things on positioning, adaptive ailerons in general. There's a really nice picture in the article that shows using them to get around an obstacle, then doing your maneuver, then barrel rolling again, and the amount of repositioning you get. We all know what the 2 repositioning abilities are like, and it's pretty good in my eyes, especially when you consider that adaptive ailerons and a modification. So you could put engine on there as well, and that's what I was talking about. It's my Duchess with push the limit, engine, adaptive ailerons. It's just funny. 3 potential moves that you can do at PSA after the other ships have gone, where you can boost, do your maneuver, boost, and then barrel roll. That's some crazy repositioning. I'm really excited to just play around with it and see how slippery you can be and what kind of weird arcs you can set up through those abilities. But yeah, so now we know what Adaptive Ailerons does. Basically, Duchess' ability just to actually ignore the must, so you don't have to use them. But in every other instance of putting them on, you have to actually do this. So it's a deceptively fast ship. It makes all your maneuvers go back up a bit further. Um, but it'll take some getting used to fly it, I think. But it just seems fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's a really novel concept that you put this card on, you get this repositioning, but you have to use it. And it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to trying to slam into people and then do my maneuver to get around them. It's got a Segnars because we can see the card on there. Don't know what speed it is yet. Fingers crossed for a speed 1 Segnars because that would be crazy. But just the biggest problem I found with the Segnars was that it felt easy to block than the K turns were, in some instances anyway. So having that reposition so you can go left and Segnars right and just change your angles and stuff like that, it's going to be really interesting. The other ones I wanted to talk about was obviously we don't know any of the other pilot skills yet. I've not had a massive zoom in to try and read extra stuff off the cards, but it's reminiscent of the TIE Fighter pack where it comes with 6 pilots and a few upgrade cards. So it has PS1, PS3, PS4, PS6 and a PS8, and then there is another pilot in there. Because of the layout, I'm not sure if it's a 5 or a 7. Um, Either one, I'm sure it's going to be a named pilot just because of the way the TIE Fighter packs works, where you have Academy, Obsidian, and Black Squadron, and a named pilot. So I'd expect it to be named. Whether that's a named 5 or 7, I don't know. I'll have a play around, and hopefully, when we get more articles coming out as the wave's closer, we should expand on that. My overall thoughts on the ship, balance-wise, I feel like it's got potential. It's got the evade action. It doesn't have access to auto thrusters. It's got 3 attack dice. So I don't know whether Duchess is good enough to drop into a Palpace's build, but I just feel like it's going to be more fun. I really want to fly it because it seems just fun, and I can't get over the potential maneuvers and things like that. It looks really, really good fun. But yeah, depending on the points level for generics, I could use the PS1 especially with Adaptive Ailerons and really throw it into people's faces and just be bumping all over the place. That could be interesting. But we'll see. I'm not sure how competitive it's going to be. It's it's going to be a fun ship to fly, so I definitely think it'll see play just because of that.